we are back again Tuesday night, and we are here to add value to you guys each and every Tuesday that we come here and do this. I mean, that's what we're doing this for. And we've talked about the previous weeks, really kind of a plan, kind of writing down your goals and keeping those in front of you. And this week we're going to talk about now starting to put that plan into play, right? What I want to talk about tonight is really what we can accomplish. Like, we always look into and go into the new year with like running, like out of the gates, boom, sprinting. But what we really need to realize is that it's not what we can accomplish in a month, but we need to more look at what we can accomplish in a year. I mean, wouldn't you guys say?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's such a thing that we get in such a hurry. And what I love to talk about, especially with like my clients and the clients that I coach, is like this phrase, right? Aggressive patience. And what I mean by that is like, we have our goals written out, and we've talked about them the previous week. But now putting them into action, but knowing that it's not going to happen overnight, but doing everything that we need to know, or that we're doing day in and day out, being aggressive in the day in and day out, but being patient with the results. And that's one big thing that I really try to drive home with the people that I work with. So really, it's not what we can accomplish in a month, but more so, I want you guys to think about what you can accomplish in a year, and I'm telling you that's going to take you a long way.
Oh yeah, even asking on a daily basis are the things that I did today going to move me forward to what I want to get to, and just asking yourself that. And if the answer is yes, then keep doing it and keep improving on it. And if the answer is no, then take a step back and readjust and keep moving forward. But yeah, no one became a millionaire overnight. No one became skinny overnight if they needed to lose 20 pounds, so it takes time. So you have to be patient with yourself.
But we have in our head, though, that we think that's going to happen. It's like some sort of magic. If I work on myself for a couple days, it's like, I ate a salad today. I should be, I should be skinny.
Why am I down 10 pounds?
Right, but not putting anybody down, but seriously, that's what we have in our head. But what it takes is like, we have our goals in front of us, but realizing now we got to go to work on those and actually put those into play, and it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
And like we talked about, I mean, I think people underestimate what they can do in a year, but they vastly overestimate what they can do in a month.
Did I say that wrong?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, I was just making sure.
I was just reiterating that.
Yeah. Okay.
Reiterate that down, because, like you said, people just have unrealistic expectations of what can happen right now, as opposed to what they can do over the course of a year.
Yeah.
Like, you can't lose 100 pounds in a month, but in a year you definitely can do that.
Oh yeah.
But you got to work the plan, like we talked about last week. So.
Exactly. So that also kind of segues into one of the things that I found that works best for me. We have all these goals. We want to be healthier. We want to be, we want to have more money. We want to have all of these things. So how do you start? What's the first step? How do you start doing that? Because it can be really overwhelming. Like, I don't know where to start. And you may have a good idea of steps. You may not. You may know a couple steps. But I think one trick that has helped me is, what is the one thing that is going to propel me the furthest? What's going to give me the biggest output right off the bat? So kind of a small example of this is, like, if I want to feel better, if I want to just have more energy, be there for my kids with the energy and everything, what's the one thing I can do to feel better? One is that I can start eating better right off the bat, and that's going to help me in all my areas too, eating better.
And you said it right. Like, I think what a lot of us don't understand is like having that discipline of eating better and feeding your body, good nutrients all the time. It relieves the cloud in your head, and it leads to so many other aspects of your life that you just don't realize until you consistently do that.
Oh, exactly. It's not like you're going to say, I need to be more healthy, so I'm going to start working out, I'm going to eat better, I'm going to, I'm going to start meditating, I'm going to do it. You will fail if you try to do everything all at once. So what is the one thing that is going to propel you the furthest? Do that one thing, complete it, and then move another thing into, you know, what's your next goal that you're going to accomplish once you complete that. That's really helped. So it's about working smarter and not harder into
That's
that.
true. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. And it really is.
Yeah. And most of us are taught just to keep working hard, which is great as well, but you gotta work smart and not just hard.
But that also
so.
leads to burnout.
Mhm.
I mean, I see that all the time. Like, I know a lot of you, and I'm going to tell you this, like, what's going to happen is I know a lot of people, you know, got a gym membership January 1, and you're going, but you're going to get burnt out because you're not seeing results, because we go into it not really knowing, you know, what we need to do, and we don't have those goals in front of us.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And you need to give that goal time to complete it and then move on. So I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to see how it makes me feel and then figure out what's the next step. Is the next step to work out, or, you know, what is it from there? Because you'll be amazed at how different your mindset is once you've accomplished that goal and once you've gotten into it, rather than starting 10 things at one time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know what's working and what's not working if you do that.
So you guys get me all fired up here, talk about mindset and stuff like that. So I'm going to nerd out on you guys a little bit today and talk about your brain. So your brain is basically the greatest GPS system ever invented. It will get you exactly where you want to go.
Yes.
All right. There's a little part of your brain called the reticular activating system that is kind of the filter between what you take in your surroundings that gets to your actual conscious part of your brain, and it only allows the things that are really important to get in there. And who controls what is important and what's not? You do.
Yeah.
Okay. So part of setting your goals is telling that reticular activating system what you want. All right. And this is how it works. So we've all bought, let's say, a brand new car. We thought it was pretty unique, kind of a unique color, and then we hop in that car and we drive down the street, and all of a sudden you see the same car, and you see the same car, and you see like hundreds of these cars that you thought was unique, right?
That's so true.
Well, the cars were always there. You just never noticed they were there because your reticular activating system said that it wasn't important.
Yeah.
But because you bought that new car, now all of a sudden it says it is, so you start to become consciously aware of those things. So you can utilize your brain to get you wherever you want to go. So part of setting the goals and reviewing them every single day, or focusing on that one thing, is telling your reticular activating system, hey, this is really, really important. So if I want to, let's say, lose weight, because we talk about that quite a bit, right? If that becomes really important, then I'm going to become really aware of all the choices that are around me that are better than the soda pop and pizza that I'm eating the whole time. Oh, wow, I can eat kale, or I can eat all this stuff over here that you didn't even notice was there.
And
right?
that's a powerful word that we work with a lot of people with is awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want the people I'm working with to know, good or bad, what they're putting in their body, like they're aware of it,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes a choice.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and one of the biggest things that changed for me, and you're talking about the, you know, like the mindset in the mind, like I started feeding my mind good things,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because here's the thing: if we can't overcome our mind, we're not going to be able to overcome our body. It's such a huge thing that I overlooked for so long.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. So just keep that in mind when you're reviewing your goals. Is you want to stick that in your head. You want to stick those positive things that you talked about in your head.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's an old African proverb that says that if there's no enemy within, then an enemy that without can do you no harm. Right. So if you win the battle of your mind, life becomes so much easier. But again, start becoming aware of the choices that you're making.
Right.
You know, most of us live on autopilot. We allow our reticular activating system to kind of just do its own thing and kind of filter everything out.
I did for a long time.
We live on autopilot.
We don't all call it our reticular activating system, but
well, I'm the nerd here. I'm the doctor here, so I know I throw that out there to make myself sound smart. So, but that's huge. So becoming aware of those things and start making better choices is kind of all what we're about here. So.
And in this area, I think the baby steps, looking at yourself the first thing in the morning and saying, what am I going to do today that's going to accomplish what I need to get me a step further? And at the end of the day, reflecting again to say, okay, what did I do today that got me there?
Well, and Bridgid, you talked about the one thing, and I've been doing for a little while now. I call it the power list, right? Like you said, start out in the morning, not writing down 100 things that I need to accomplish. I write down 5 things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are the things that I want to accomplish to move myself forward, and check them off. Instead of being 100 things, I just have 5.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get that, if I get one of those 5 things down consistently, then a new one comes in.
Exactly.
But I call it the power list, and actually from a podcast I was listening to, got that, and it was powerful.
So I use those power list every single day.
Yeah.
But I don't like writing as much, so I use an app on my
Well,
phone.
yeah.
It's called Coach Me, and it's a little blue box with a C on it, and you can just make your list, and every day you can kind of punch it off. And the cool thing is you can go back and look and see how many days in a row you did certain things or what you did. It just helps me be able to kind of keep those things under
But I will say too, and I know I used to be afraid of it, and I know a lot of people out there are afraid of it, of actually seeing things like that we need to accomplish.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like we're afraid to look at it, you know. And when we really start looking into ourselves and becoming aware and start working on ourselves, like that's when things start to change.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Really, again, writing things down. The goals we're writing down. Like when you decide to actually do that stuff, things will change.
Awesome. Good deal. Well, thanks a lot for joining us again tonight, guys. Obviously, there's a lot of good stuff tonight. Now, this was the best one we've done yet. So we're getting a little better at doing this thing, I think. So hopefully we'll continue to do that. We'll be back next week. I think it's going to be a different time, though, correct?
It's gonna be Monday.
Monday,
instead
yeah,
of-
it's
yeah.
Monday.
It'll be Monday
Yeah.
instead of Wednesday because one of us is going on vacation.
Yeah, Dr. Bryan's screwing it all up.
So I'm going to be in sunny Mexico at that point in time. So you get to enjoy these guys next week. But from all of us here, have a great week, and we'll see you next week.